Hey guys, and welcome back to Impossibly Kosher. Today we're going to be making the most incredible homemade pizza, and I'm going to be showing you how to make it from A to Z. Perfectly cooked, incredibly fragrant, crunchy crust, and by far the best homemade pizza around. This recipe is inspired by Vito Iacopelli. This is by far my favorite out of all his recipes. I've tried many of them. This is by far the one that comes out the best. The way we're going to be doing this is we're going to start by making a poolish. Poolish is a mother dough, which is basically allowing yeast to ferment. You're going to start it the night before you want to have your pizza, and then once you're getting ready to make your pizza, you just need about 2 hours to get it started. So I'm going to be showing you from A to Z, step by step, how to go through it. So let's get started. What you're going to need, simply 300 ml of water in a container, 350 grams of flour, about 5 grams of honey, and 5 grams of yeast. I'm using instant yeast, which I find gives the best taste and end result. Start off by adding the honey into the water and stirring it in. Then add in your yeast. Keep stirring until all the honey and yeast has been dissolved in the water. Now add in the flour and mix it very well. For my pizzas, I like to use the flour Tipa 00, but you can use all-purpose flour and it's going to come out just as good. Now the poolish prep is done. Let's clean the work area, get the cover on, and now we're going to leave it at room temperature for an hour, and then it goes into the fridge for 16 to 24 hours. Okay, so now the poolish has been sitting for about an hour outside. We're going to leave it now in the fridge for about 16 to 24 hours. Alright, so here you have the poolish. It's at 24 hours, nice and sticky. See the consistency? Here we have 700 ml of water that we're going to add the poolish into. Set this aside. Now mix it well until the poolish is fully dissolved in the water. Start adding in your flour, 300 grams at a time until you reach 600 or 700 grams, and continue to mix it well to get the flour nice and incorporated. How awesome is this so far? Give this video a thumbs up below if you agree. Add 2 tablespoons of salt. Mix it well again. Okay, now it's time to get a bit messy. Flour your table well and transfer the mix from the bowl to the table, and add more flour to start kneading. Slowly keep adding more flour, remember 300 grams at a time, until you reach the total of 1.25 kilos. The best way to knead the dough is like this, by kneading a few times, then folding the sides into the middle and continuing. You may notice that your dough is still sticky after adding in all the flour. Don't worry, we're going to have a simple trick for this. Just cover it with the bowl that you've been using and leave it for 15 minutes to relax. You're going to see when you get back some crazy magic. Add some extra virgin olive oil to your hands to help manipulate the dough. Okay, need just a little bit more. Now gently peel it off the table from the edges. Slowly from the edges. And simply lift it from the center and place it back down. And turn it to the other side, and from the center, lift it up and back down. Do this a few times. And would you look at that? Like magic, the dough is now smooth on the outside, just like we want it to be. Oil the bowl, and keeping the top side of the dough up, get it into the bowl. Cover it with saran wrap and a damp towel, and now leave it for 30 minutes to rest. We want to keep the top side always on top, so drop it into your hand gently, flip it so the bottom is back onto the table. Perfect. Now cut it into 3 sections, then cut your dough into portion sizes. Normally you want to aim for 250 grams per portion. And we're going to form our dough balls. My personal favorite method to shape the ball is by folding the edges into the center until the outer layer is nice and smooth. Then pinching the base to hold it all together. Flour your tray with some semolina and add the dough balls onto it, keeping about 2 inches between each. Let's add some olive oil on top of each one to prevent the saran wrap from sticking. Then wrap it well to prevent air from getting in. If air gets in, it will form a dry crust on the outer layers. No one wants that. Now that our pizza dough is rising, we're going to leave it for about 2 hours to give it a good amount of time to rest. Then we're going to stretch it. We're going to add our tomato sauce, get it into the oven, let it cook on that pizza stone for a couple of minutes. Then we're going to take it back out, add the cheese, put it back in the oven, and let it get a nice good color on top. By taking it out and adding the cheese in the middle of the cook, you're going to avoid that cheese from burning, which comes out to a beautiful, beautiful taste. Alright, now it's time to get the pizza stone in the oven and let it start preheating. Usually that'll be around 500 degrees Fahrenheit or 550 degrees. You're going to want to do this about an hour before you start to stretch your dough. Because once you start to stretch your dough, time to cook it right away, and you want your stone as hot as possible. Put your pizza stone inside, set the oven, and forget about it until it's time to cook. Sauce time. We really don't need to get fancy here. Simply a can of either crushed, diced, or whole tomatoes. Crushed is honestly the easiest, as you won't need to blend like you will with diced or whole tomatoes. Add in a tablespoon of sea salt, a tablespoon of oregano, a teaspoon of parsley, and about 6 leaves of fresh basil. You can add a little bit of olive oil too if you want. Mix it well, get it into a bowl, and that's it. Alright, now our dough has been sitting for about 2 hours. It's time to take a look and see how it came out. If you haven't already, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below and ring the bell to keep up with new videos. Open the plastic wrap enough to get out one dough ball at a time and then cover it back. Put the ball onto the semolina and coat both sides really well. Pick it up, flour your surface really well, and now let's get stretching. First, pressing from the center until close to the edge where you're going to have your crust to push out all those air bubbles from the center. See how I'm forming that crust? Then flip it over and repeat. Now to stretch, your right hand to hold the dough in place while your left pulls it a bit, lifts it up, and you push it back down. Then again and again. Get your tomato sauce in the center. 1 ladle's worth is more than enough. And stir it in circular motions. Sprinkle semolina on your peel so that the pizza will be able to slide off nice and easy. To get it on, simply pinch the sides and quickly pull it onto the peel. In the oven it goes. While the first one is in there, let's start prepping the second. Same as before, shape it, stretch it, and remember, sauce goes on last minute before you're going to cook it. Okay, so it's been about 3 minutes and the pizza has been in the oven. Take it out and we're going to add some cheese, a drop of salt, and a drizzle of olive oil. Back into the oven it goes. Look at it cook. You'll know your pizza is done when the cheese is melted and starts to bubble. We're going to take out the pizza. We added in our cheese. Now for the final touches. A few pieces of fresh basil. And would you look at that? Perfectly cooked. Incredibly fragrant. Crunchy crust. And by far the best homemade pizza around. Right here on Impossibly Kosher. Hey guys, like that video? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Give us a thumbs up and ring that bell to get notified of new videos just released.